Good afternoon. My name is Ajori Spencer, and I have the privilege of supervising the performing arts for Pinellas County Schools. It's my pleasure to welcome you to All County Music Fest 2023. Yeah, go ahead. We're here today to celebrate orchestra programs that are thriving in Pinellas County Schools, thanks to you, your support of the referendum, and thanks to outstanding music educators who I invite to stand right now so that we can thank them properly. Any of our music teachers in the audience? Many of our orchestra teachers also teach band, chorus, or general music, so these are some truly extraordinary professionals. We're in this beautiful space thanks to our generous sponsors, Pinellas County Music Educators Association, and of course, Pinellas County Schools. We appreciate the continued support to make events like this one happen. If you haven't done so already, just take a quick moment and make sure that you silence all cell phones because you will not want to miss a single moment. So we want to make sure the music is undisturbed so that we can really, really appreciate and applaud this hard student work. Thanks to our amazing strategic communications department, this concert is going to be streamed and recorded. It'll be on our YouTube channel for Pinellas County Schools, and it'll also be aired on PCS TV at a later date. My co-host for this afternoon will be Megan Alfaro, our past Pinellas County Music Educators Association president. Please welcome Megan Alfaro to the stage.
Good afternoon. You are in for a treat. Unlike our other all-county concerts, which may only feature secondary students, you will be able to hear the full progression of music education from elementary through high school. It gives me great joy to introduce our elementary all-county orchestra. This small but mighty group of students represents string programs in some of our elementary schools. Our conductor for the elementary all-county orchestra is Mr. Steve Visnage. Mr. Visnage is the orchestra director at Perkins School of the Arts here in St. Petersburg. He is also a teaching artist and conductor with the Sarasota Youth Orchestra. Mr. Visnage is a master teacher with over 30 years of experience as a music educator, and we are so fortunate that our students and teachers have had the opportunity to learn from him. The elementary orchestra is accompanied this afternoon by Mrs. Deanna Whitstruck, also from Perkins Elementary. Please join me in welcoming the 2023 Elementary All-County Orchestra under the direction of Mr. Steve Visnage.
What a wonderful, wonderful performance. As they clear the stage, I want to give a few thanks. So first of all, obviously, congratulations and thank you to Mr. Visnich and our students who did an incredible job, didn't they? Of course, things like this don't happen without a lot of logistics in the background and coordinators. So I want to give a special thanks to Mrs. Liz Dykes, our elementary instrumental coordinator, who is the music teacher at Eisenhower Elementary. Also to Miss Rebecca Chambers, who is at Sunset Hills. So lots of moving pieces go into a performance like this, but we're so appreciative for all the incredibly hard work that teachers and students put in for an event like this to take place. Of course, one thing that's incredibly exciting for me is that this group is about double the size that it was last year. And so a few of us teachers were talking about that backstage. It's so incredible to see more and more students being engaged in this activity, and we will continue growing. In just a few moments, of course, you will hear how these elementary students will sound as they move to middle school. Of course, as Megan mentioned, this is an articulation concert, so you get to hear the elementary level, moving to the middle level, and moving to the high school level, all in one event. And we do that very intentionally so that you can hear that progress. We're so incredibly fortunate to have amazing support here in Pinellas County Schools for the arts. We have a world-class superintendent who is joining us today, among others. So I'd like to ask any school leaders, any district leadership, any administrators, board members to stand and be recognized for your support. Thank you, Mrs. Edmond, board member we have with us. Thank you, Mr. Hendrick. It takes, like I said, it takes a whole community really to pull something like this off. So we're really, really appreciative of that. Students really go through a process after they audition and everything like that. They go through a process of a few very focused rehearsals with their clinician. And so anytime I'm watching those rehearsals, I sort of think to myself, it would be really fascinating if we can take the audience on that journey a little bit more so that they can sort of see the process. You know, we come together, we come to the concert, and we see the final product. But really the process is what's fascinating. So we're gonna take you through that a little bit in just a few moments as we transition to our middle school group. We'll take a look at the work that the middle school musicians did to prepare. But first, before we do that, we're just gonna make sure we get the stage set. So we'll be back with you in just a short moment. So like I said, let's take you a little bit behind the scenes, and we're going to watch a short video so you can see a little bit of the students' preparation for this performance today.
Repeat after me. I will get out of this what I put into it.
We are very excited that we were able to get Dr. Dre Graham to work with our students. Not only is he an outstanding music educator, he was named the 2019 Hillsborough County Teacher of the Year, and then went on to be the 2020 Teacher of the Year for Florida. And he brings a wealth of knowledge to the students, and it's wonderful when they are able to get in front of other people.
If we're playing a softer dynamic,
The literature that's been selected really goes across all kinds of different genres. They're going to be playing a Latin flavor piece all the way to what we would consider standard string orchestra literature. They also are going to have a really cool feature, the viola section. They're one of the groups that doesn't always get the features, and we have a piece that we're playing that features the violas.
I think it's more challenging, but it pushes you to do better. And I think that's good, so that way you always keep learning, because the violin or whatever instrument like you really like, it'll always push you to keep learning, and you're going to learn new things along the way.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more challenging, but I'm up for the challenge, and it's a lot easier to learn because it forces you to practice more a little bit.
Tuning your instrument to the tuner. So all four of your strings.
Well, first off, I think it's an honor for the students and their families and also their schools. But even more important, the students will learn so much from just being around other students. It drives them, it makes them work harder. And also, too, the goal is we really want them to see what the future holds for them, with the sincere hope that they will continue their musical education once they leave middle school and go into high school.
That's the melody.
As you can see, tons of logistics involved. Of course, we also want to recognize our middle school coordinators who help make those logistics happen. We have Mrs. Abby Duncan, who is the orchestra director at Clearwater Fundamental Middle School. And Mrs. Robin Benoit, orchestra director at Eastlake Middle School. Later, you will see our high school coordinators running around, Miss Melissa White, orchestra director at Eastlake High, and Miss Rebecca Chambers, again, orchestra director at Tarpon Springs High School. We're so grateful for them and all of their work. We're going to let the ensemble get settled, and we'll be right back with you.
Under the direction of Dr. Dre Graham. Dr. Dre, as he is affectionately known, is currently the Director of Educational Equity for Alachua County. Among his impressive biography that you can read in your program, he has an extensive teaching resume and was most recently named the 2020 Florida Teacher of the Year. He says his passion is to fight for all students to have an equitable educational experience while continuing to positively impact the next generation of world changers. We are so honored that he is here to share his passion with our students. Please welcome the 2023 All County Middle School Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Dre Graham.
Check. Oh, there we are. There we are. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, y'all are worse than the kids. Come on, it's a call and response. Good afternoon, everyone. There we go. We remember how this works from your time in the classroom and whatnot. So this has been just an absolutely incredible experience. Let's give these students another huge round of applause. What makes it an even greater experience is to know that we have only spent 6 hours of time together. 6 hours for them to be able to put on this incredible music, their attention to detail. It is not just representative of their ability as students, but also just the incredible instruction that they are receiving here in Pinellas County Schools. Let's give their teachers a huge round of applause. So I may be a little biased with this next statement, but I think it's really important to understand the significant impact and the role that music has, not only in the lives of our students, but also in our community and society as a whole. So thank you for continuing to pour into, to provide opportunities, to encourage your students to take opportunities to engage with the arts. It's one of the things that is uniquely human, and music enhances so much of our lives. So give yourselves a round of applause. We are finishing out our concert this evening with a piece that, from my understanding with speaking to their directors, that wasn't necessarily their favorite whenever they first got it, but it turned into one that they really enjoy playing. So I hope that you will enjoy this final piece, our finale. This is M to the Third Power. Thank you all so much for being here and your continued encouragement of the arts that are alive and thriving here in Pinellas County Public Schools.
Bravo, and thank you to Dr. Graham. Give them one more round of applause. Thank you to all of our student musicians, teachers, clinicians, and All County coordinators. If you're thinking you can't get enough, the great news is there's still more to come. So we are so fortunate to have a community that values the arts here, as is evidenced by that I see some people standing up. There are some seats toward the front. So if you are standing in the back and you are trying to have a seat, there are some seats still available up here, so you can make your way forward to have a comfortable seat. Of course, presenting concerts like this is always an opportunity for you to sort of see and showcase your return on investment with supporting things like the referendum, which pays for so many of the instruments that you see on this stage. This growth is so exciting, and none of it will be possible without you all. As we transition over to our high school group, as the middle school group leaves, I'd like to discuss a few quick housekeeping things so everyone understands how the very end of the concert is going to work. So at the conclusion of the full concert, students will go backstage so they can get their belongings and so they can pack up. And then they will actually move back through the house and meet you all in the lobby. So you will not have to meet them backstage, but you'll actually be able to meet them in the lobby or outside so you can get pictures. It's very beautiful out in front, so make sure you get your pictures out front with those students. Our last clinician for the afternoon has also done some incredible work for and with our students. And so we're actually going to play another video to let you take a look at all of that great work that they had preparing for Dr. Chang in the high school group. So take a look.
When we're going through the process of setting up auditions, we first look for appropriate level literature for them to audition with. And then we hold the auditions, and based on how they score, which includes scales, the excerpt, which is a little passage that they have to play, and then there's also a sight reading component. Based on all three of those things, their scores are tallied, and those that make the cut score are in the group. The ultimate goal for this event is providing a space for our students to have an accelerated experience and one that connects them with their musical community.
My experience with All County has always been positive. I have been in All County since I was an 8th grader when I first moved to Florida, and I've enjoyed moving up through the years and even being part of the online ensemble my freshman year when COVID happened. When I participate in All County with the other students, I am able to be challenged more as I have higher competition levels or more skills to work with as I work with my peers and more to learn, and just the experience of working with a different conductor, they're able to give different insights than what I'm used to just with my everyday learning.
I have really enjoyed participating in All County Orchestra because I get to play different types of music that I may not be able to play in my school orchestra. I really enjoy the passionate atmosphere of the musicians that I meet in All County, which encourages me to try harder as a musician.
The one thing that I feel like is really important for parents, families, friends to come to this concert is it gives them a place to not only see the progress of their own children, but also it hopefully will give them an opportunity to have an experience. So hopefully we get to share that with our audience, and we're excited to do that.
It's going to take us just a moment to get the stage turned over. So we'll give the high school orchestra a few moments to get set and to get tuned, and then we will have Mrs. Alfaro come back and introduce our next group. Give us just a moment.
This year's All County High School Orchestra is under the distinguished direction of Dr. Annalisa Chang. Dr. Chang is the Associate Professor and Director of Music Education at Clayton State University in Georgia. Not only is she a sought-after clinician around the country, her great work in the music education department means that she is not only teaching students from the podium, she is also influencing the next generation of music educators in the classroom. We are thrilled to have a conductor and educator of her caliber work with our students. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Annalisa Chang and the 2023 High School All County Orchestra.
Do I need, okay. I would step down, but I'm afraid that I will fall. So I just wanted to say thank you to Pinellas County Schools for having me this week. Thank you to Ms. White and Ms. Chambers for organizing such a great event, and to Mr. Spencer and to Mr. Dykes for helping out with sectionals, and as well as the other teachers and section coaches who have helped prepare the orchestra, because they have been working on this long before I showed up on Thursday. So thank you to all the teachers in the area for helping out, and also thank you parents for supporting your students for as long as you have. Keep it up. I was only halfway kidding when I told all of them. I work at Clayton State University in Georgia, and I'd be more than happy to have all of these students come to college and study with me. So if anybody needs a scholarship, just let me know. I would love to take all of these students back to Georgia with me, but we have one more tune for you, and thank you for coming this afternoon.
Thank you all so much for joining us. One more round of applause and bravo to our All County High School Orchestra. All of our student musicians, clinicians, and coordinators have done such a wonderful job. I want to thank you all so much for joining us. Again, all of our students will pack up and get all their belongings backstage and then meet you all in the lobby. Thank you all for your unwavering support of music education, and have a great rest of your day.